Okay, guys, part two to the knife collection. You see here I have two SAK classics. I call them SAKs, SAK for Swiss Army knives. It's a term widely used on the forums. I have two classic models. I have one knife from Wegner, the EVO model, with that kind of contoured grip. You can see that. Then I have a bunch of, I think this is a Recruit. I have a couple over here too. These are actually, they're all Swiss Army knives, but they're not all Victorinox. Only the Fisherman is Victorinox. The other ones are made by various brands and companies. So I actually didn't take the tools out of here because, to be honest, honestly, I'm tired. I've been running around the house trying to gather these up. I was just outside, took the dogs for a walk, so I just, pain in the butt. Didn't do it, sorry. Let's see what else. Alright, I got these small knives here. These are actually, both of these are micarta handled Stockmans, mini Stockmans. You can see how small they are in my hands. These are both made by Ridge, I think Ridge Rider. Let me just check here. Ridge Runner. I got them because they had the micarta handle scale. It's pretty cool. Very tiny knives, as you can see, small blades. I actually have two of those. Great pocket knives. They don't scare anyone. It's good for public use. However, they don't lock the blades, so you have to be a little bit more careful with them. Same with this. This is actually a straight knife, a very small one. Don't remember the model, but same deal, slip joint. Then I have this knife here, which I went over in another video. That's a Masonic emblems on it. That knife, just simple blade and scissors, good for opening mail. Just close the scissors on accident. Then I have a Bear knife here, Bear and Sons. This is a Damascus little lockback. See here, one side has this brownish red wood, and the other side has a green kind of pack of wood, where it's actual wood, but it's stained green, whatever the color they want to achieve the look of. Nice little Damascus blade. A very classy knife, again, small, not very scary for non-knife people in public. Then getting around to here, this is the OPA Desk Set. This was made by an Australian for me. It's a desk set. He literally picked this wood up, the bottom portion, out of his local woods, conformed the handle to an already existing knife to make it like a letter opener. Just beautiful set. I have a video on this already if you want more information. It's for desk for mostly opening letters, whatever other small cutting tasks you might have, and it holds a pen, you can see here. Then these three knives here these are all very cheap knives, but they all have sentimental value to me. This one I got on my trip. Went with my grandfather across country. We saw a lot of the Northwest, so a lot of bison and stuff. I ran actually into a gas station. Got this at a gas station. I think the knife brand is Sable or something similar. Open this up. Again, one-handed. Yeah, I think it's Sable. Real crappy knife, but again, more for the memory of the trip, as opposed to a knife I'm actually going to use. This one was given to me by someone I know. Again, he went on a trip, I think to Arizona or something, picked me up this knife. It's a cheap knife, but it's really the thought that counts, and I really like it a lot more than a lot of my other knives, just because of the fact that it does have sentimental value to me. And this knife right here is my most special knife. I did mention this in another video, but not everyone has seen all of my videos, since I have a lot now. And this is actually my very first knife I've ever gotten. This knife right here is what sparked my interest in all of these and many more. What you're looking at right now is my current collection. However, I've gone through probably, in my lifetime, I've literally owned 1,000 knives or more. A lot of times I'll get a knife and I'll sell it for a new knife, or I'll trade, because I don't always have money to buy them. So I constantly rotate through different knives. So easily I've had over 1,000 knives, probably over 2,000, because in my early years I went through a lot of cheapos. But anyway, this is my very first one. And there's no lock on this. I was about 9 years old. I'll tell you this story quickly. I was about 9 years old. Stopped at a gas station. Went in with my dad to get a Coke. And saw the knife there. Kind of gave him a look. He knew I wanted it. He bought it for me and said not to tell him. He said, "Son, don't tell your mother." And as soon as I got in the car, I cut myself on it right away. Of course, my mom got mad at my dad. But probably within 2 days, everything was fine, and I started buying knives online right away. So this one has a lot history behind it, a lot of meaning to me. So that was my very first knife, a cheapo. But I love it. Next I have, actually, speaking of cheapos, this is a cheap set. This was available at Walmart. Winchester's marked all over the knives here. It's a set for 2006, it says. I actually got this for Christmas. My grandfather bought this for me. He doesn't know anything about knives really, but he knew, I have a passion for them, and he saw it, he thought it looked nice, so he bought it for me. And of course it has great sentimental value to me. It has no physical value really, but I'll never get rid of it. I love it. Let's see, now I'm on to the little case of my users. Kind of kneel down on my floor here. These are all, most of these knives here, I don't really, I use some of them on and off. Well, this is going to be my new EDC for a little while, that 553 Griptilian. But besides that, for the most part, most of these knives here are, they're not worth a lot, but they're just part of my collection. I don't use a whole bunch of these, just a select few. But this case here are all knives that I do rotate through my EDC setup. So I have used all these, I have carried all these. Let me catch a breath here. Seriously, I'm almost out of breath going non-stop talking about these knives. Anyway, alright. Let me scan through here. The first one's Columbia River Knife and Tool Roll-Lock. Then I have a Cold Steel Tie-Light, Zytel version, 4-inch blade. Then I have a Kershaw Scallion. I have another Scallion here, a different, this one actually has a combo, no, this one's plain, that one has a combo edge blade, different model, it's all black. A Kershaw Cyclone, the large version. I have a SOG Twitch 2. I have a Roll-Lock 2, same as the Roll-Lock 1, although has a metal scales and slightly different blade shape on this one. I have a video on that. And coming over here, I have a Columbia River Knife and Tool M18-02. Then I have a K-bar, I should say, Dozier style folder. I have a Bird Cara made by Spyderco. Their Bird line is a more affordable series. The Cara with G10. Very good cheap knife. I have a video on that. I have a Columbia River Knife and Tool Pikes Peak. It's a small, older version, although I think they still make them actually. Then I have a Benchmade Monochrome. I have a WR Case & Son Sodbuster, full size. I have a case, again, WR Case & Sons. This is the Mako, M-A-K-O, part of their Shark series. And then on top here, actually let me pull this aside, kind of in the sun from the window. On the top here is a buck knife. This is the Buck 112 Ranger. A little bit smaller than its big brother, the Buck 110. Probably the most sold and most popular lockback knife of its time. And still very, very popular to this day. So, let's see, let me step back here. So within 18 minutes of talking between the two videos, I've shown you all the crap that's on my bed. Now, that's probably, I'd say, 80% of my knife collection. I still have yet to talk about, and I'll have to make a whole separate video. Let me turn around here, show you my closet. The inside of my case, my safe here. Those are where I keep most of my collectible knives and all of my more expensive knives. Let me show you the top shelf here. Pull that out. In the top shelf I have, well, I'll make a whole video on it, but I keep all my expensive stuff up here. You see the Strider S&G and that William Henry knife, in the background, Sebenza. I keep in that Pelican case, and some Atwood tools. So anyway, I'll make a whole separate video for what's in the safe. More knives. Swing around here. So there you have it. There's part 2 of my knife collection. Totally winded talking about all this stuff. But anyway, there it is. I will have a part 3 showing the contents of my safe, and that would be about the rest of my collection currently. I have to say though, I constantly have a different flow of knives, so some of these, they'll be gone in a week and I'll have new ones. Some of them will stay with me forever. So anyway, that's part 2 of my knife collection. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope I didn't ramble too much, just got to the point. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for watching.